Do you love feel-good Christmas movies, but always wish that they had a little more heat to them? Well, sit back because I've got the book that'll deliver just that for you. Hey there, book lovers. I'm here with my review of My Favorite Holidate by Lauren Blakely. But first, let's check out what I've been reading. I hope everybody had an enjoyable holiday, Thanksgiving holiday if you celebrated. I know I enjoyed getting to spend time with family that I don't see very often. Holidays are always fun, but they do tend to throw a wrench in things, both with my reading schedule, and then you throw a little bit of illness into the mix, and I kind of feel like I'm playing catch up. So that's always been that's always fun, but eager to get back into the swing of things. And as far as reading's concerned, I'm eager to get started back with Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace. This one is sounds like another one of those feel-good Christmas movies. It's about a woman named Clara who works for her family's big corporate toy company. She's sent to a small town to fix a PR disaster sort of thing with the small town small business toy company. She's very much not welcome in the small town, and is trying to fix a PR nightmare in the hopes that she'll get a promotion with her family's toy company, sort of thing. Ends up falling for the main male character there in the small town. Like I said, it has all of the markers of one of those, feel good holiday movies that we all love to watch around this time of year. But it's also a Hannah Grace novel, which I have not read her books before. I own her Icebreaker series. I've heard good things about it. I just haven't had a chance to start it yet. So I do know her by reputation and know that she writes on the spicier side of things. So it does very much sound like it's another one of those. It's like a feel-good Christmas story with some spice to it, which I'm eager to get into and see how that turns out. So I will definitely keep you guys posted on that one, because I'm really excited to see where this one goes. Next up on what I'm reading is In a Holidaze by Christina Lauren. This is about a woman named Malin who is kind of feels stuck. She's living with her parents. She is in a job that she doesn't like. She is, she's got out of a breakup. She basically feels like her life is falling apart, and to top it all off, she's no longer able to go to the cabin that she and her family stays in every holiday, or has stayed in every holiday since she was born. And she kind of gives like a last ditch plea to the universe to give her like a sign that things are going to get better, and then ends up in a car crash. And when she wakes up, there's basically, it basically sounds like it's Groundhog Day, but make it Christmas. Which is interesting. I've never read something like that before, so it's an interesting premise that I'm really eager to dive into. I have read things by this author before, and enjoyed them, so I'm really interested to read this one, and see how the main character goes about breaking that time loop and kind of getting out of it. And really just sounds like a good feel-good Christmas story, which, as we're into December and kind of leading up to Christmas, that's definitely what I want to be reading. So really looking forward to this one, and eager to share my thoughts with you guys when I finish it. So definitely stay tuned. So My Favorite Holidate is about a woman named Fable who walks in on her boyfriend cheating on her. She breaks up with him, and then later finds out, like right after, finds out that her sister gets engaged, and she needs a date to her sister's Christmas wedding, because not only is her ex-boyfriend the cousin of the groom, he's also in the wedding party, and she doesn't want to show up without a date, and he's going to be there with a date and all of that. So she wants to show that she's moved on and, has found somebody better. And her billionaire boss, Wilder, who is the owner of, he owns a football team. He has a bunch of real estate properties. He's basically super rich. He is the best friend of the groom and finds out about her ex cheating on her and her breaking up, and agrees to be her fake date for the wedding. And what throws an extra interesting wrench into the mix is that he has a crush on Fable, and she also has a crush on him, which always throws some fun hijinks into the mix with a fake dating trope, as they, the couple tries to be the best fake daters ever and prove that they, can fool everybody and end up fooling themselves and try to prove that the romance is real, and then they kind of wonder what's fake and what's real as they begin to fall for one another. This was a really cute, really spicy rom-com set in a cute little Christmassy small town that I really, really enjoyed it. My Favorite Holidate by Lauren Blakely was such a fun book to read. It was the first book I've read by this author, but it definitely won't be the last. I really enjoyed that a lot of the side characters that were mentioned felt like they were part of an established universe sort of thing. They felt like they were characters in other books that this author has written. So I felt like I was getting a bit of a sneak peek of sorts into other books by this author that just would be interesting characters, interesting stories to read about, especially since I would like to read more by this author, having read this one. Especially since I actually have Kindle Unlimited now. It does seem like a lot of her books are on Kindle Unlimited, so I do have access now to a lot of her books, which is exciting, and it was very fun to have a little bit of an introduction to some new characters and potentially some new stories. So one of the things that I really loved about this book, if you've seen a few of my videos at this point, then you know that I'm a sucker for really good character writing, and this was no exception for me. Fable and Wilder were really good, really well written characters. They had really good chemistry with one another. They each had their own reasons for not just making this hey, let's make this a real romance. They had their own reasons for wanting this to be a fake thing. Fable didn't want to draw attention away from her sister and her wedding. But she had her own hangups about romance. She had her own family issues. Her dad was a cheater time and time again, and her mom kept routinely taking him back, and she just swore up and down she was never going to be that. So that affected her views on romance. And maybe her choices in men, and her thoughts on, her ability to choose the right guy, especially when her ex cheated on her the most recent time. And then, Wilder had his own issues with his own dad and romance in that department. So they both had their own trust issues, to the point that they didn't want to take the chance on thinking that this could be a real thing. But at the same time, Wilder was determined to show Fable how she should be treated, rather than the way her ex treated her. And it was just really sweet, and he spoils her, and but he also like lets her be her own independent person, and it was just really, really great to see them be their own people and grow as characters by the end of the novel. And I always really, really enjoy that when I'm reading. That's always something I look for when I'm reading. So I was definitely excited to see that in this one. This book felt like a feel-good kind of Hallmark Christmas movie to me. It is set in a small town called Evergreen Falls. It's very Christmas. The town itself is very Christmas themed. They've got like little shops like the Sugar Plum Bakery. All of it is just very, very Christmas themed. The entire thing, like there were Christmas themed games and competitions that the characters competed in, which was another aspect of the fake dating romance, was that Wilder and Fable wanted to make sure that they beat her ex in the Christmas games leading up to the wedding, because it wasn't enough to just show for Wilder, it wasn't enough to just show Fable how she should be treated, or to show her ex how he should treat a woman. It was that he wanted to beat him in the competition as well, which was kind of funny. And there's that manly sort of competitive side, which was fun to read. But right, there was this very Christmassy small town vibe that really did make you feel like you were reading one of those feel-good Christmas movies that you always that everybody, I don't know about you, but I always tried to watch those at least a couple of times this time of year. I'm a sucker for those. But it definitely did have a bit more of a spice component than those movies do. So that was a little different, but it was very, very picturesque, very very nice element to read, and very, very fun to just cozy up with a blanket and read about. So that was really fun. Speaking of that spice component, this was a spicy romance, if you couldn't tell from the cover, or if you have read some Lauren Blakely in the past. I suspect her other books are very similar to this one in the spice department. If that's not something you're interested in, this might not be the book for you. I know some people are not interested in spice. That's why I did want to mention that. Again, as I've said before, that's not an issue for me. I'm used to reading it. It's not a problem for me, but I do know that can be a turnoff for some people. So I do always want to mention it. It was pretty up there on the spice meter. I would say probably a 4 out of 5. On the spice, if I had to give that a rating, and I don't know that it's kind of throughout the book. Like I don't know that it's something you could skip, and I mean that's probably at your own discretion as to whether or not you could skip it and still enjoy the book. But did just want to put that out there as always, with a bit of the spicier content, in case that's a problem for some people. So overall, I would give My Favorite Holidate by Lauren Blakely a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a very cute, very funny, sweet, spicy rom-com that, like I said, really just felt like reading a feel-good Christmas movie with some spice to it. I very much enjoyed my first read of a Lauren Blakely novel. There is a second book in this series that I also picked up called Merry Little Christmas that I'm looking forward to reading as well. But yeah, overall, I really, really enjoyed this one, and I can't wait to read more by this author, and can't wait to dive into some more holiday reads as we get closer to the Christmas season. For those of you who are interested in finding out what's next on the channel, be on the lookout for my review of The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. Some of you may have noticed, may have seen this one covered in a What I'm Reading section a few weeks back. I did finish this one and absolutely loved it, and really, really can't wait to share my thoughts with you guys on this one. For those of you who didn't catch that one, this is about Kat King, who is a renovation expert and reality TV star, who goes to the town of Mary, Connecticut after a big flood disaster to help them fix things up for in time for their Christmas festival, and kind of has to fight the town manager Noah every step of the way to be able to help the town, because he thinks that she's there just, she's in it for herself. She's in it to get ratings for the network, and he's trying to protect the town and everything, and they end up falling for each other. It's a great enemies to lovers romance, and Lucy Score has done it again for me, but more on that next time. If you are interested in any of the books that I shared this week, or if you've read them, be sure to share in the comments what you thought about them. If you like anything you saw or heard about today, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more content. And otherwise, I will see you guys next time, and happy reading.